I don't know, but it's a tough question. But I truly believe that the halo, Jules walked away from that crash.
No doubt about it.
Bianchi's accident was relatively low speed, and the halo would have taken the full force of the impact with the crane and harmlessly deflected the car away. So yes, the halo would have saved Jules Bianchi's life. The halo would have saved Jules Bianchi's life.
Jules Bianchi. Just hearing his name brings a wave of emotions to anyone who followed Formula One during his time. A symbol of hope, talent, and an unwavering drive to succeed. His story is the first that comes to mind whenever we talk about the halo. It's bittersweet because while the device resulted from him has saved so many lives since, it also feels like a reminder of the one we couldn't save in time. But it raises the question, were we too late? And if the halo had been introduced earlier, would it have truly saved Jules Bianchi's life? To answer that, we need to rewind to the fateful day at Suzuka, where everything changed. October 25, 2014. The air that day was heavy with relentless rain. The Suzuka circuit, known for its unforgiving layout and iconic figure 8 design, was shrouded in heavy rain and uncertainty on that Sunday. Typhoon Fanfone loomed on the horizon, bringing in treacherous weather conditions. And despite the storm's looming threat, the race proceeded as scheduled, typical of the FIA. The race began under the safety car due to a torrential downpour, with visibility barely a whisper. The rain intensified as the laps ticked by, with visibility worsening and water pooling dangerously on the track. Drivers fought the elements and each other, their cars aquaplaning at alarming speeds. Conditions temporarily improved as the race went on, but by lap 42, the treacherous Dunlop curve, turn 7, claimed its first casualty. Adrian Suttle lost control of his Sauber and spun off, crashing heavily into the barriers. His car was stranded in a dangerous runoff area, prompting marshals to deploy a recovery tractor, a 6.5-ton steel crane. The next lap turned a difficult situation into a nightmare. While marshals worked to clear Suttle's car, Jules Bianchi, piloting the Marussia MR03, approached the same corner at speed. Despite the yellow flags being waved to caution drivers, the combination of standing water and fading daylight created a perfect storm. Bianchi's car aquaplaned. In an instant, he lost control. Traveling at a speed estimated around 78 miles per hour, Bianchi's car veered off the track and collided violently with the recovery vehicle. The scene was brutal. Marshals and medics rushed to Bianchi's aid, while the rest of the grid grappled with the enormity of what had just occurred. The aftermath was chaotic, race red flagged. Bianchi was transported to a nearby hospital, where he underwent emergency surgery and was eventually placed into an induced coma. For months, the world held its breath, hoping for a miracle that tragically never came. Jules succumbed to his injuries on 17th of July 2015. Bianchi's car lost rear grip after hitting standing water. In an attempt to correct, he oversteered, which sent the car straight into the path of the recovery vehicle. Reports reveal that Bianchi applied both the brakes and the throttle simultaneously, possibly due to confusion or mechanical interference. When a Formula One car encounters an emergency situation like this, where both the throttle and brake are applied simultaneously, a system called fail-safe is typically designed to immediately cut engine power to prevent further loss of control. However, in Bianchi's Marussia MR3, this crucial system malfunctioned. The failure was due to compatibility issues between Marussia's fail-safe and its brake-by-wire system. Essentially, when the system should have stepped in to kill the engine, it failed, leaving Bianchi's car in a state where corrective measures were almost impossible. When marshals worked to clear Suttle's car, Bianchi approached the same corner at speed. The Mauritius struck the underside of the 6.5-ton recovery vehicle at an estimated 126 km per hour. Bianchi and his car slid under the tractor, which had emitted a force so much that Suttle's car was dropped from the impact. The survival cell, which was meant to shield the driver from the worst of crashes, couldn't withstand the crushing blow. The roll hoop and airbox, which are designed to protect the driver's head, were both compromised under the recovery crane. Initial media reports on October 2014, said to be based on information obtained from the FIA documents, claimed that the speed at the moment of loss of control was recorded at 212 km per hour, and that the impact generated was 92 Gs. This data had been sourced from Bianchi's G sensors in his earplugs. However, it was understood that these slipped out at a crucial moment. Subsequent calculations in July 2015 indicated a peak of 254 Gs, the data from the FIA World Accident Database. The sources information from racing accidents worldwide also indicate Bianchi's impact occurred 2.61 seconds after the loss of control, at a speed of 123 km per hour, and at an angle of 55 degrees. According to Andy Miller, Vice President of the FIA Safety Commission, this is the equivalent of dropping a car 48 meters to the ground. This instantaneous stop was beyond what the human body could withstand. The result was diffuse axonal injury, a severe and often fatal brain injury caused by the violent forces twisting and tearing through the brain structure. Now, if there were a halo or any other device fixed into that car, would it have made a difference? The crash was a relatively low-speed one, and the halo would have taken the full force of the impact, according to claims. But the primary issue was not just the speed, but also the angular forces that directed the impact straight into Bianchi's survival cell. This meant the roll hoop and the airbox collapsed, and the crane intruded directly into the cockpit area, striking his head. This might still look dumb given the fact that the halo could withstand 12 tons of vertical load, which is the weight of a double-decker bus. But the angular acceleration caused by the impact would have likely surpassed the limits of what the halo and the helmet could protect against. And even if I were wrong, the halo managed to stay in one piece, Jules would have still been dead. It wasn't the crushing blow of the crane that sealed Jules' fate. It was a brutal sudden deceleration, the ripping halt from over 120 km per hour to zero in just 0.014 seconds. With no chance for the energy to dissipate, the halo would have never even mattered, given the direct blow was not the cause of his death. In fact, his helmet was still intact. If it were the sheer blow that killed him, the helmet would have gone to pieces and he would have been decapitated. That didn't happen, meaning no piece of equipment could have saved him from those forces that tore through his brain like a silent wrecking ball. I believe that even with the halo, Jules' life might not have been saved that day. But in the face of tragedy, the only solace we have is this: Jules died doing what he loved. And maybe, just maybe, that's the most profound way we can honor his memory.
Will you be Formula One World Champion, do you think, in your heart?
Well, I don't want to say I will, because it's wrong for me to say that. Nobody knows, but for sure I want. And I will do all what I can to become one day, and if I can't, I will have no regrets.
His dream may have ended on the rain-soaked day in Suzuka, but his spirit transcended the sport itself through the halo. lie high, Jules. The legacy is not just remembered, it's lived in every single race. This legacy was tested in ways no one could have imagined. A fiery crash, a split second of terror, in the halo standing as a shield between life and death.